PMBOK Guide 6th edition is public now, and in this video we are looking into the new concepts that the approach PMI has taken for the PMBOK Guide 6th edition. PMI keep revisiting the project management body of knowledge to ensure the content written in the project management body of knowledge remains relevant for what you are doing on your day-to-day jobs. The goal is you as a project manager need to learn something which is always relevant in the industry. In this particular guide, you can see that there are 3 or 4 focused areas which are looked into. I find this guide aligning the project management existing knowledge with adaptive life cycle based approach. That's the basic theme of this particular guide. In each knowledge area, there is a section which talks about how the knowledge area need to be used when we are working on adaptive life cycle. The another thing is, along with PMBOK Guide 6th edition, PMI has also launched Agile Practice Guide. So I would say that more and more focus on Agile, more and more focus on adaptive way of doing things is very visible in PMBOK Guide 6th edition. The PMBOK Guide 6th edition also talks about making project managers more aware about outcomes. It's not only about managing the triple constraints or focusing on time, on budget delivery, but focus should go into, are we delivering a value for which the project has been initiated. It's more about how are we solving the problem for which the project got initiated is also an area which project manager has to look into. It's not like the project manager only focuses on the statement of work or a scope statement, but he also needs to align with stakeholder needs which might be getting discovered even before project get chartered. So more focus on outcome, more focus on project manager playing a role on identifying the needs and ensuring those needs and benefits get realized throughout the project life cycle remains the focus area. More focus on engagement, engaging with the stakeholders, communicating with them with various channels, using social media channels, and more collaborative approach in order to deliver successful projects. More focus on ongoing learning and adapting. The traditional project management approaches many times looked as that we do lesson learn once the phase gets over. We learn from something once the things gets over. In the new approach, the new word, we need to keep learning as things are happening. You don't have to do a post-mortem of the project, but you need to keep learning from each week activities so that you can bring those learning into your next week and perform better. So that's something as an approach level I would say that PMBOK Guide 6th edition is focusing on. Focus on outcome, focus on agile, focus on engagement, and focus on adaptive or throughout learning. From very mechanics point of view, we have 2 knowledge areas which has been renamed. Project schedule management and project resource management. So time management is over because technically it is understood that you can't manage time, you can manage schedule. So we have a knowledge area called project schedule management, and project human resource management knowledge area has been widened. Now it takes care of explicitly other resources as well, and that's why it is more relevant to call them project resource management rather than project human resource management. A detailed chapter on project manager's roles and his competencies has been added. As a project manager, what all skills you should possess. So there is a chapter which takes care of your learning, your skills, your competencies, and it's a good addition in PMBOK Guide 6th edition. Each knowledge area has 4 sections in the beginning, which talks about, the first section talks about key concepts. So before you get into the details of the knowledge area, you have a key concept which summarizes what this whole knowledge area is all about. It gives you a top level view of the complete knowledge area, which is very interesting. It can also help you to keep refreshing about the knowledge area. When you don't want to read the whole chapter, you may just read the key concepts. Then trend and emerging practices. So this is another section which has been added in each knowledge area, which gives us an insight on what is happening in the industry related to this particular knowledge area. Say, how the schedule management is getting done nowadays, how the cost monitoring or cost management activities are getting done nowadays. So it gives you that brief, and that trend and emerging practices are something which you might feel very interesting. Tailoring consideration. So it was always said that PMBOK is just a template. It's just like a collection of processes which are relevant for project management in most of the cases, but it is expected that in your context you will tailor them, you will figure it out which processes are relevant, which processes are not relevant, and at what rigor you need to apply those processes. So tailoring consideration is also a one of that section which is visible in all knowledge areas, and it talks about various factors you need to consider when you want to tailor the processes related to that knowledge area. Considering for agile and adaptive environment, as I said, so each knowledge area has a section which primarily dedicated on what will happen or what is expected when the agile based or adaptive life cycle based approaches are applied. Many times you may find trend and consideration for agile having little bit duplicate content, because sometimes agile is trending and agile is also there in a specific section where we talk about consideration for adaptive environment. Now we have 49 processes. So one process got deleted and 3 processes got added. So from 47 we moved to 46 by deleting it, and then 3 processes got added. We went to 49 processes. If I see at a process level, it's pretty much very small change. But when I see an approach level, it's not that small. It's a relatively change. I'm not quantifying it right now. I will quantify it once we go later. Now let's get into the details of each knowledge area, and here I'm sharing what I have observed about those knowledge area while I was reading my first pass of PMBOK Guide 6th edition, Project Integration Management. So as I said, that the goal is becoming outcome focused. So it spent good time on focusing on pre-project activities. It has been appreciated, acknowledged that project manager may get involved in work which appears or which exists before even project gets charted, like preparing a business case, preparing some documentation related to benefit management plan, identifying the customer needs, alternatives. All those things are possibly project manager's roles. Focuses on business value. New process managed project knowledge has been added in project integration management. So as we said, as I was saying, that it's not that we take the learning in account once the closing is done. It's more about that ongoing learning need to be a focused area. So we need to ensure that project knowledge across project management team and stakeholders get managed well. Now it was always there. As a project manager, you have been managing the knowledge discovered in one area to another area, but now we have a proper process highlighting these things. So close project and phase includes close procurement now. In project integration management, earlier we had close project or phase one process and close procurement as another process in procurement management knowledge area. In the PMBOK Guide 6th edition, it has been realized, why don't we consolidate everything in closing, and now we have just one process in closing, which is close project or phase. So it consolidates everything. And it's more explicit on project change management, which are related to documents change. Now, initially, when you look at PMBOKs, the previous versions of PMBOK, many times we don't find very explicit details which tells that even project documents may go through a proper integrated change management process. So, like stakeholder register, it may be a document, but it might need a proper execution of integrated change management before it get changed. So that part has became more and more explicit in PMBOK Guide 6th edition. So that's what we can see in project integration management. Scope management, I would say that as usual, all knowledge area has trends, agile practices, tailorings, and all key concepts. And I would say that project scope management is relatively less impacted when we look into a processes point of view. But yes, in each process, there is always a discussion related to how things might happen when the agile based approach comes in. And across the board in all knowledge areas, now inputs, tool and techniques are more elaborated. Many times in a previous PMBOK Guide or PMBOK Guide 5th edition, we just has an input like project document, many cases. Now in the PMBOK Guide 6th edition, we may have an input as a project document, but we will see the subheadings which talks about assumption list, risk register, stakeholder register, and these are the 3 or 4 which we expect as an input to this particular process. So that kind of changes exist throughout, and you can find in scope management knowledge area as well. So it's more clear, more informative when you look into project schedule management. So it used to be a time, now it's a schedule management, and there are pretty If you look at a process point of view, there is only one change. The estimate activity resources has been moved from project time management to project resource management, which used to be a human resource management. So it's just a movement. But if you get into the details of project schedule management, you start seeing the changes. As before, agile approaches discussed in the beginning, but when you see in the detail, agile based release planning and iteration planning approaches also get discussed in as a tools and technique. The PMBOK Guide 5th edition was primarily focusing on critical path method, and that was primarily the way of scheduling work. But in project management body of knowledge of 6th edition, we do have agile scheduling approaches elaborated. And we do have agile monitoring approaches elaborated. You see the diagrams of burn down chart in the project schedule management knowledge area. So I would say that PMBOK is adapting the agile way of doing planning and monitoring of schedule related activities, and it gives you more details in this particular guide. So that's the change, I would say, which is happening in project schedule management. Cost management, I would say in a process point of view, there are no changes in project cost management, since it remains all these three processes as it is. In a trends, it has an interesting concept which is called about earned schedule. So though the knowledge area is not getting into the details of earned schedule, but this is an emerging practice which project management body of knowledge recognizes, and it says it's emerging as an extension to EVM. I also got interested into it. I did a little bit study which gives me an idea that earned schedule can solve the problem associated with earned value management, schedule performance index, and schedule variances. Because we know that schedule variances become zero, SVs become zero as project finishes, and schedule performance index also start losing its meaning as we start moving towards the closure of project. So earned schedule is using the similar data, but it provides more information related to scheduling. But it's an area to explore, but as far as guide is concerned, the guide doesn't get into the details of it. But yeah, it catched my attention, so I end up sharing it here. So project cost management more or less goes as it is. Quality management, you see more tools and techniques now. You may see more explicit input-output details as I spoke before. Perform quality assurance has been renamed as manage quality because it's difficult to assure quality, so it says that let us manage the quality. More tools and rest of the stuff, I think, in quality management remains as it is. Not much difference. Again, this is all my perspective based on the first reading of the book. Project resource management, that's another knowledge area which is renamed. So it added an estimate activity resources coming from time management, and it also added a control resources process. Now you may recall that in PMBOK Guide 5th edition, the human resource management knowledge area was not having any controlling process. Now this problem is solved. The project resource management knowledge area has a controlling process, and it calls control resources. And it focuses on a lot of agile way of developing teams, or I would say a new ways of developing teams. So it talks about self-organizing team values, team charting, team committing and pulling the work on their own. So traditionally, the project management has been seen as that you have a critical path method and you assign resources or people to it, and this is how the work gets done. But in the new way of doing things, which is an agile ways of doing things, that we do talk about doing things based on people figuring it out. People look into that this is something I want to do it. So the self-organizing part, the pull-based planning has been added as an overall process, and you can see that visible in project resource management as well. So it's becoming more and more agile. Communication, more agile communication, more social communication, and control communication has been renamed as monitor communication. So I would say not very big visible change. The essence is it's more open, it's more flexible, and do appreciate various social channels which are helping project managers and teams to communicate nowadays. Risk management, it got a little bit minor elaborative changes at a process level. It's not much different. It talks about non-event risk. So it's not like event-based risk, but some risk exists like I have lack of visibility about some area. So it's not an event. So I'm going with less visibility. It's a risk, which is not an event-based risk. So that kind of concept got discussed. Project resilience. So how do we make project flexible and strong enough so even if unknown risk occurs but still project survives? So that kind of concepts got added. Added a one process called implement risk responses. So in PMBOK Guide 5th edition, we were wondering, yeah, we made a risk mitigation plan, we had all these things, where it get implemented? So it was implemented in some of the execution process. This is how we were understanding it. Now we have a proper process which is an executing process group which says implement risk responses. So we implement that. So that's a better way of looking at it. Control risk has been renamed as monitor risk, and you have a new strategy for risk responses which is also called escalate responses. So along with mitigate, transfer and all those things, accept, you have one, like there could be a point in time where project manager has to escalate the risk. So this has been recognized as one of the risk response. So you get some detailed ideas which are present in PMBOK Guide 6th edition. As I said, this is limited to what I have been saying. Project stakeholder engagement, the knowledge area, there is some renames. So project stakeholder engagement, plan stakeholder engagement is a process now rather than plan stakeholder management. So which was expected because the knowledge area name was already an engagement since PMBOK Guide 5th edition. And monitor stakeholder engagement has been also, control stakeholder engagement has been moved to a monitor stakeholder engagement. Naming difference, but the essence as a whole is that we need to engage with the stakeholders more frequently and bring them on board so that they help us in resolving the problem. Procurement management, closed procurement has been removed, rest of the things remains as it is. So Agile Practice Guide. So this is another thing which you need to see. So Agile Practice Guide gives you a good ideas about identifying the process, the projects which are more suitable for adaptive life cycle. It also gets into the details of projects where adaptive and predictive life cycle may coexist in the same project for different components for different areas. So this is not part of PMBOK Guide 6th edition but released along with it, and it has all the mapping with PMBOK knowledge areas with Agiles. So it is something, an important add-on booklet which PMBOK Guide 6th edition based exam preparation may need it. So this is like how to apply Agile in your context is something elaborated. I have a different video which gets into the detail of Agile Practice Guide, but for this conversation, it is a relevant area which you need to look into. So impact on PMP exam test takers. So this is something, the final one, and I am sure many of you might be interested in knowing this. One thing we need to understand is that PMP exam is not based on PMBOK Guide. It is based on something called role delineation study, which they do it every 3-4 years, where they identify what project managers are doing. Now it's a good thing, so the PMBOK and the PMP exams remains relevant for what is happening in industry. Sometimes I also find it's a lag thing, like you can see things coming in PMBOK once they become stable. You don't get upcoming emerging trend coming in PMBOK because we wait for a few times and we see if it is becoming popular, then we include it. So whichever way, so it's based on role delineation study, and this study was done in last year, and in January the PMBOK exam already got aligned with it. So PMBOK Guide 6th edition is primarily filling the gaps which existed between PMBOK Guide 5th edition and the study which PMI has done. So in the study, they recognize that a lot of agile based practices are used, a lot of ongoing learning is used, a lot of stakeholder engagements is getting used, and a lot of project managers are becoming responsible for outcomes. And that's how the PMBOK Guide 6th edition has come into the picture. So people who are taking exam right now already getting that philosophy, part of it in their exams, because exams is aligned with that. But once the PMBOK Guide 6th edition based exam will start coming in, the exam will start using new terminologies, and it may include more and more content coming from this gap area. That's my guess. Nobody knows how exactly the PMI will take that. But in a simple sense, the exam update is expected to happen in Q1 of 2018. So you still have a time. Most probably it will happen in March 2018. Now, in a new exam, or as far as a new content is concerned, my feeling is you can't ignore Agile anymore. So irrespective of your industry, irrespective of the area you are working in, if you are preparing for a project management exam, you need to have a fair understanding of how Agile based project works. So this is something you need to pick up if you want to give an exam based on PMBOK Guide 6th edition. All content related to PMBOK Guide 5th editions remains relevant. So I can say that PMBOK Guide 6th edition is adding more details to it. PMBOK Guide 6th edition is adding more agility to it. PMBOK Guide 6th edition is adding more relevant trends to it. But I don't see that anything which was relevant in PMBOK Guide 5th edition has been made irrelevant now. Even if the process got removed, but it still remains relevant, it got just merged with closed project. So whatever, if you are preparing using PMBOK Guide 5th edition, you should not be worried. You are not wasting your time. Even if you give exam in 6th edition, your preparations remains more and more relevant. It's more clarity on ITTOs. So as I said, the new PMBOK Guide is more and more elaborative about inputs, about tools and techniques. So it can make your preparation easier and faster as you move forward. So now I wanted to give some number. Earlier I was thinking it's a minor change, medium change, major change. So my guess is that I would say that it may require 20% more effort in preparing for PMP exam if you are preparing using PMBOK Guide 6th edition. So 5th edition effort plus 20% more will definitely make you PMBOK Guide 6th edition compatible. So it's an interesting guide. You should be knowing all those things to work as an effective project managers. There is no harm in finishing the PMP exam before the uncertainty related to PMBOK Guide 6th edition comes inside the exam. But if you can't do it, nothing is going to change drastically. Whatever you are doing, whatever you are preparing remains relevant, and you can definitely just add those 20% content using a better structured, better managed body of knowledge and pass your PMP exam. If you have any further queries, do drop your comments in the video comment area. We will definitely look into them. Thank you for watching a long video on PMBOK Guide 6th edition.